was already worried about not crying, and Jack did not set me up for success. The 6 seniors I have sitting next to me are all really remarkable. And I can say that because I know each of them really well. I know them because they have been a part of our church and a part of our ministry for the last 7 years. Usually as kids get further into high school, they get jobs and have sports, and they can't come as much. And I understand. Not to say I don't pout and get upset, but I understand. But these 6 have committed to staying active in our church. And it has been such a blessing, not just to me, but to our group. They have solidified and given us a core group to where we have numbers and people want to come and it's fun and the younger kids look up to them. And so if you are their parents, well done. And if you've taught them, because it's not just parents, it's Sunday school teachers from the time they were little, thank y'all. And Raccoon was actually going to come too, but she had a work commitment that she could not get out of. Okay, seniors. Before we start, if y'all will quickly introduce yourselves and tell us who your parents are also.
I'm Ford Underwood, and my parents are Ned and Tavia Underwood.
I'm Sam Delp. My parents are Jeff and Katie Delp.
I'm John Underwood. My parents are Ned and Tavia Underwood.
I'm Marjorie Gatuku, and my parents are Frederick and Christy Gatuku.
I'm Ainsley. My parents are Amy and Andy Odell.
And I'm Charlie, and my parents are Paul and Anna Terry.
Thank y'all. Okay, I have my phone set, and to make sure that we don't go over. But what are some of the hardest things that high schoolers go through, and what are some of the struggles that high schoolers face? Charlie.
Okay, well, I think that in today's world, it's very easy to get caught up in the trap of social media and just to see somebody else and be like, oh, I want this, I want their life. But realistically, God has made us all in his image, and we all have our talents, and we should be genuinely happy with where we are in life because we've been put there by God.
Thank you. Sam?
I'd say one of the biggest struggles in high school is finding a place where you're comfortable in. And for me personally, ninth grade, I had friends and whatnot, but as we grew closer, it was the best thing for me was I had a group of friends that I could be around, that I'm comfortable with, I can be myself. If you don't have a place where you can be yourself, do what you want, that people won't judge you and they love you for who you are, I think not having that is a struggle, and I'd encourage people to seek that out.
Thank you. Ainsley, what advice would you give to any other youth about to enter middle or high school to help them with their faith?
Yeah, so my big piece of advice is to get involved in youth group. It was really hard for me to get involved with youth group at first because the only person I knew was Sam. Sam brought me the first time, and it kind of took some pushing for me to keep coming back, but I'm glad that I had the pushing because now I have one of the best communities, and having that community has been life-changing, and I've made amazing friends and connections, and so my advice is to go to youth group and get involved and build your community.
Thank you. John, what advice would you give to parents who want their children to develop their faith and keep church as a part of their lives?
I think the biggest thing that parents can do is just give their kids a good foundation as they're growing up. I think what they shouldn't do is try to force their faith on their kids, because faith is a journey. It's something that you need to find yourself. So I think it's important to surround their kids with good people, like people in the church, and even youth group, because that'll build your relationship not only with them but with God, because you're surrounded by people who have those beliefs and everything like that. So I think just giving them a foundation while also letting them have their own journey spiritually and in faith is really important. Because it's different with people. Some people believe sooner than people do. Some people are later. And I think just kind of letting them have their own journey is really important.
Excellent. Marjorie, when have you felt closest to God?
I think the time that I felt closest, the first thing that comes to mind is Jamaica and serving others. I think that was really important. And as much as I didn't like it in the beginning, not having our phones was also really important to grow relationships with each other. And I think that that's one of the reasons that we were able to share so much with each other. And then another thing that comes to mind is Austria. Ainsley and I sat down at a table with two Somalian women, and it was really difficult, and it felt awkward at first, not having anything in common, not even a language. But once I found out where they were from, making the connection to Kenya, where my dad is from, I started pulling up pictures where we both have family and have both traveled, and I think that that was a moment where I really felt God's presence.
Thank you. What has North Avenue meant to you, and how has North Avenue impacted your life? Ford.
For me, I think the most important thing about North Avenue is like the consistency of coming here for my entire life. Like I've been coming to the North Avenue longer than I've lived in the house I'm living in right now, or longer than the school I'm going to. So it's just, coming here and seeing people who I've been seeing for my entire life. It's really important. And it shows, for me, it's like the consistency that you need to get a meaningful relationship with God is, showing up and still having things the way they were years ago, or, even, things change too. Like, just having this place that's so important to me is extremely helpful in my faith.
And Sam?
I'd say yes, kind of similar to Ford. It's been a constant in my life for, I guess, since first grade when we first came. My family was just going around finding churches because we were leaving the one we were at. And we came here, went to Sunday school. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Like, I didn't know that I could have fun at church. I don't have to sit and listen to whatnot for forever. But like, I can do it now. But when I was in first grade, it sucked. But yeah, it's like once I found like Sunday school and friends. Like I've known, I guess, Marjorie forever, John and Ford forever. I guess I knew Ainsley before church. I've known Charlie since elementary school, but. And it served as a place for, like, I've gone to summer camps that, like, Great Escape, 7th grade, was, like, the best week of my life, probably still to this day. And I've been to travel the world. I've been Kenya, Austria, Jamaica. Like, those are experiences I would not have had if I did not come to church and keep it as, like, a part of my life. Yeah.
Thank you. What are some of the best things about being a part of our youth ministry, Charlie?
I think it's probably just the community, because being able to talk to other people who are the same general age range as you and being able to talk about things that realistically you won't be able to talk about outside of the church setting is really good, because it gives you opportunities to actually discuss important things but also still have fun, because like on any random like Sunday, me and Sam and everybody can just like randomly start talking about sports, but also focus on, like, come to youth group and focus on God. So it's a very good setting to be a part of, and I think that coming to youth group every Sunday is probably one of the best decisions I've made.
Thank you. And Ford.
For me, my most impactful thing is probably going to the mission trip in Austria, because it was great to be in Europe and seeing all the architecture and everything, but we also worked with like Muslim refugees from all over the Middle East, and I think that was just for me to see how people from completely different cultures and like Marjorie said, we didn't even have a language to be similar over, but just to see how we're not all so different, and they both, like, we watched Despicable Me with them, and we all like to dance and all that. So it was just fun to see how we all believe in the same God, and we're all similar like that.
Thank you. Marjorie and Ainsley, Marjorie, you can go first, but was there a youth event that was particularly meaningful or impactful for you, and why?
I would say the retreats overall are the most impactful, and I think because it's more frequent than the summer trips, it's really important to keep up the relationship with your peers and God throughout the school year, especially in middle school and high school. So yeah, I'd just say the retreats, and we do have a lot of fun, but I think that's because it helps put us in the right mindset to be closer with God and strengthen our faith.
Pretty much every youth event, but specifically going to Kenya was the first mission trip, and it was a smaller group of us. And that experience was like, I don't know, it was just amazing. Like building that relationship with everybody. My mom was there also, and all of that. That was incredible. And then the other mission trips I've been on that Sam mentioned, Jamaica and Austria, just being able to serve others and be out of the country and building, stronger relationships with everybody here, but then building new relationships with other people. And then also Fun in the Sun, which is one of the camps we go to in the summer. We have a lot of fun at those. We have like a lot of time to just hang out and play games and stuff like that. But every morning and every night we have worship. And I proudly say that we bring everybody to the front every year to the stage to get hyped for worship. And that's one of the, I don't know, I just love those times. And that's when my faith definitely feels really, really strong. And then also, and I'm talking a lot, but working at The Great Escape and being a part of work crew and being able to be there for the younger kids who are also going through their faith journey and like having them look up to you, but also like you're kind of looking up to them at the same time because they're also going through similar things. So yeah.
Thank y'all. And John, what are you most thankful to God for and why?
I would say I'm most thankful for the experiences that God has given me throughout my life, because without them, I don't know where I would be in my faith journey at all. The good experiences, obviously, because you're able to praise God for something and be thankful for Him for giving you that experience. But I think what's really important is the hardships and the bad experiences, because it brings you closer to Him. And I always kind of notice that I'm closer to God and I rely on God more when I'm going through something or when things aren't 100% okay in my life. And I think that the experiences also, they show that God is never done with you. Like, He's always working in you, and He's never, oh, I'm done with this person. They believe in me. And there's always times in life where you're going to need God and you're going to need to rely on Him. And that's something that I've kind of noticed in the past few years. And I think I'm just, like, life is hard, and it's not easy, and it's just good to know that there's God there, and He's rooting for you, and He's there for you, because without that, it'll be a lot harder than it is right now.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for sharing. As y'all can tell, they are remarkable. They are ready to go out into the world and take life on their own, but I really wish you wouldn't. And if any of you want to stay, feel free. I hear that 13th grade is fabulous. But thank y'all.